Hello sports fans, it is Monday, June the 9th, the year 2014, and as always, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. Great to be back with you guys. Hope you guys had a nice weekend. Hope you caught some of the games over the weekend. Let's start in the NBA, where last night in San Antonio, the Miami Heat beat the San Antonio Spurs 98-96. That evens the NBA Finals at one apiece. That also flips the series in Miami's favor. Miami now has home court. LeBron James, a huge game, 35 points. You knew he was going to have a great game after what happened in Game 1 when he couldn't finish the game because of the cramping. Game 1 went to the Spurs. That game was on the table when LeBron James had that cramping problem. Spurs ended up pulling away down the stretch, take Game 1. You knew James was going to come out and have a tremendous game. He did, especially from the second quarter on. 35 points. He could not be stopped, especially in the third quarter. Bosh with the huge three at the end of the game. I thought the Birdman did some nice things, especially rebounding. I thought Lewis played a nice game, hitting those open jumpers. Spurs, they had their chances. I thought the Spurs were terrible from the line, 12 for 20. That's not going to get it done. Parker, with about 6 minutes to go in the game, when he goes to the line after Miami got called for a flagrant foul, Parker misses 2. Then the Spurs inbound the ball. Duncan gets fouled, he misses 2, and at that point the Spurs are up 2 points. They could have went up by 6 points, and on the other end, Miami hits a 3, so that was a 7-point swing. I thought that was a big swing in the game as well. Leonard, I know Leonard is guarding LeBron James, but Leonard's going to have to do some more things here if San Antonio's going to win this series. I thought Leonard was terrible in the first 2 games. Splitter, they can't play him, with Duncan on the floor at the same time. That's a problem. Duncan, I thought, was very good in the first quarter, not so good after that. They're going to need more from him. See, the problem with this series from San Antonio's standpoint is this. Miami has the best player, LeBron James. They can throw him the ball and, he can go one-on-one. The Spurs can't do that. They have a collection of nice players, but Tim Duncan is, at his advanced age, is not going to carry you. Same thing with Ginobili at his advanced age. Parker's not that type of guy. They don't have a guy where they're just going to throw it to and go get a basket. They have to have great ball movement. Everybody's got to contribute. Where Miami, throw the ball to LeBron James and let him do his thing. That's a big advantage for the Miami Heat. So Miami right now has the advantage. To me, this series looks like it's going 7. I think all the games are going to be close, just like the first 2. I think it's going to go 7. I can see this series going either way. It is totally up for grabs. Right now, though, I would say the Heat do have a slight advantage. So that is where you are in your NBA. Game 3 tomorrow down in Miami. Over to the NHL we go. And deja vu all over again, just like the last month has been. As far as the LA Kings go, as the LA Kings beat the New York Rangers in Los Angeles in Game 2, 5-4 in overtime, the Kings take a 2-0 series lead, and here we go again. The Rangers are up 2-0, the Rangers are up 3-1, the Rangers are up 4-2, can't hold the lead, the Kings keep coming back, and they end up winning the game in overtime. I thought the Rangers had the better of the play for most of this game, and once again, you look up and the Kings have done it again. How about the Kings in the last 3 games? Game 7 against Chicago and the first 2 games against the Rangers, the Kings have led for 0 minutes, yet they have won all 3 games in overtime. That is unbelievable. If you're a King fan, I hope you're enjoying this run, because things like this don't happen often. The Kings did win 2 years ago, but they didn't win like this. They are pulling games out of hats. They're falling behind by 2 goals all the time. They're falling behind in series 3-0 and winning. What a run the Kings are on. They must feel like they're invincible right now. And if you're a Ranger and their fan base, you must be sick. You deserved at least a split in Los Angeles. You could have won both games. You should have gotten at least one. Now you're down 2-0, but you haven't lost a home game yet. Tonight in the Garden, the Rangers, of course, have to win this game to get back in the series. I think they will. I think the Rangers still have life left in them. I think the Garden crowd's going to be great tonight. Rangers came back from 3-1 down to Pittsburgh. I think the Rangers will win tonight, make it a series, but still, you have to like the Kings to get through here. They just keep pulling these games out. They still have home ice. They must feel invincible right now. They go down 2-0. It's no big deal. They're down 4-2. When they were down 4-2, I thought, okay, finally they're not going to be able to come back. And sure enough, they get that early goal in the third period. And you're sitting there going, the Kings are going to win this game. The Kings are going to win this game. So the Kings are up 2-0. Game 3 tonight at Madison Square Garden. The crowd should be jumping. I heard the cheapest ticket at Madison Square Garden is going for $1,500 a pop. That prices me out, by the way. I mean, that's a little over my budget. I won't be attending tonight's game. $1,500 a pop. Unbelievable. So make sure you watch Game 3 of the NHL Finals tonight. As far as the Belmont California Chrome does not do it. He does not win the Triple Crown. He finishes 4th. Tonalist wins. Tonalist is a good horse. He was a rested horse. I'm not shocked at all that this happened. Very difficult to win the Triple Crown these days. And California Chrome, one of his owners, just went off about the whole system with the horse racing. And he was saying how only horses that qualify for the Derby should be in these 3 races. Listen, I like the owner of California Chrome. He's a likable guy. It was a nice story. You don't want to go into a rant after you lose. You look like a sore loser. And I'm not saying he didn't have valid points, but he came off like such a sore loser. I mean, he was so likable the first 2 races, and now he's just going crazy about, that this horse shouldn't have been in it that beat him, and only horses in the Derby should be in it. You want to save all that stuff. You don't want to say that after you just lost a race. You want to congratulate the winner, be humble, come on. And he's a likable guy, but I had a problem with that. I didn't like the sore loser rant that he had. So, and I'm not saying he didn't have some points, but you want to keep that to yourself. I mean, to go on camera and go off about all, the Triple Crown rules and all this stuff right after you lost is not the time to do it. So I did have a problem with that. No shock at all that California Chrome did not win. Hey, he won the first 2. He had a tremendous run. I did watch some, by the way, 102,000 at Belmont, by the way, so nice crowd there. I did watch some boxing from Madison Square Garden, 21,000 in the Garden to watch Cotto beat Martinez. This was a one-sided fight. Cotto was all over Martinez from the gun. The fight had to be stopped. Martinez couldn't answer the bell later on in the fight. What did Cotto put Martinez down like 4 times in the first 2 rounds? This was a one-sided rout. I was hoping they were going to stop this fight much, much earlier. I don't want to see Martinez back in the ring. He is shot. I thought he was shot before this fight. He's certainly shot now. I was worried for his health in this fight. Don't want to see Martinez fight at all anymore. Cotto, nice job getting the win. I did watch a little bit of the French Open. You don't have to watch basically any of the French Open until you get to your finals. And once again in the finals, what happens? Rafael Nadal wins again. What is that, the 9th time in the last 10 years? 5 in a row for Nadal. He is unbelievable on clay. He ties Pete Sampras for the 2nd most majors of all time. Nadal is one of the all-time greats. He's unbeatable on clay. No shock at all that he won here. I was telling you before this tournament started, Nadal's going to win again. And Sharapova's going to win the French Open because, Serena Williams is not great on clay, and the only player that Sharapova can't beat is Serena Williams. Sure enough, that's what happens. Nadal wins again. He beats Djokovic. By the way, Djokovic is a good player. He's not an all-time great player. He's just not. He hasn't won a major now in 2 years. Nadal is an all-time great. He's 3 behind Federer for the all-time lead in majors. And Sharapova wins on the ladies' side. Like I said, not surprised there. The only player Sharapova has trouble with is Serena Williams. Serena Williams not great on clay. She went out early. It was Sharapova's tournament from then on there. No surprise, Nadal, Sharapova. I predicted this 2 weeks ago, so that's where you are in your French Open. Wimbledon coming up in a few weeks. As far as Major League Baseball, real quick, as far as the divisions, who's leading? Toronto's still leading the American League East, Detroit leading the Central, and Oakland leading the West. As far as the National League East, Atlanta, Washington, and Miami are now all tied for first. Maybe Washington's finally putting something together. Great job by Miami hanging around, especially without their best pitcher. In the Central, it continues to be Milwaukee, and in the West, it's San Francisco who's rolling. To me, the 2 best teams in baseball come from the Bay Area, San Francisco and Oakland. And by the way, with the 2 wild cards in each, in the American League and the National League, basically everyone is still alive. I mean, just about the whole league is within like 5 games in both leagues for the wild card. So when you have those 2 wild card spots, all of baseball is pretty much alive. So that's where you are in baseball right now. Did watch some soccer over the weekend. The USA men's national team beat Nigeria 2-1 in front of a nice crowd in Jacksonville. What, they have 50,000 there? I mean, I've been saying it all along. I mean, I think the United States is in for a rough go. Remember, the World Cup starts on Thursday. The United States plays next Monday against Ghana. They will play Ghana, Portugal, and Germany. That is a tough road. I would be impressed if the United States got out of their group. So I did watch some soccer. Okay, you guys are all caught up as far as tonight. Hey, it's an NHL night. Game 3 of the NHL Finals. Kings, Rangers. Kings up 2-0. Rangers back home in the Garden. Rangers have to win this game to have any drama in this series. So you might want to check that out. I will be back with you guys tomorrow. We'll recap the NHL games. We'll touch the NHL game, I should say. We'll touch on Spurs Heat Game 3 tomorrow and everything else going on in the sports world. I did watch some College World Series over the weekend. That's on all the time on ESPN as well. Some good baseball. So I will be back with you guys tomorrow. We'll recap Game 3 of the NHL. You guys enjoy the game. Stay safe, especially if you're here in New York. It is a monsoon here in New York, and it's supposed to rain from today through Saturday. What's that all about? So like 6 days of rain coming here in New York. So you guys stay safe. Enjoy the games. Talk to you tomorrow. Take care.